Hello, small scale customizers. So as you know, if you watch my channel, I like to complain a lot about TLV and their white license plates. I find them very distracting, because I've never seen a blank rectangle of white on any car in the real world. Right? It's just weird. Like on this Porsche, it's so distracting to see just a giant white rectangle. It'd be better off not having a front license plate at all, kind of like what Aoshima does. But even Aoshima falls down because on the back they have just a blank white license plate, right? So I find that stuff annoying. I'm going to try to remedy that problem. I went on AliExpress and I ordered this thing. It's a bunch of metallic license plates. It just came in a foam bag, and this is what came out of it. I haven't opened it up or anything like that, but that's how I knew it was the license plates. So, nice durable plastic cover here. Oh, it even comes with mounting putty, so that's good. And what we have is a bunch of photo etched license plates. Let's get this out of there. So I think they may have had two versions, but these are Japan license plates. Yeah, maybe there's a number 1 version as well. So for some reason, 53-681, there's 6 of them, but everything else is just one pair. Any commenters have an idea as to why that's the case? I do not know. Alright, so for me, I'm going to just use a hobby knife or a surgical blade here. The good old like number 11 X-Acto blade. And yeah, I'm not going to cut up this cardboard piece, but I will just cut right into this plastic thing, because I'm going to use up all these plates for sure. Okay, so a word of warning though, when you're cutting photo etched metal, the first cut's fine, but the second cut might send the piece flying off somewhere. So very often photo etched metal has like a layer of plastic to keep the metal parts from flying off. But let's see what happens. I'm in a photo booth, so I can't go too far. Let me get a better angle here for you. Oh, there you go. You heard it. Now let's see if I'm going to put my finger over that. So it doesn't go flying off. If you were really particular, you would now hold this with some pliers or something and then file off that little bit of metal. So like a jewelry file would work, a nail file, sandpaper. Right, so it doesn't take much. Honestly, I'm too lazy. I'm not gonna. That's the first and last one I'm gonna do with that. I had to change my background. I kept on losing license plates there. Here's another way you could go about. A couple other ways to go about doing it. On this one, like I just cut one side, and then you could just flex the other side so it breaks that little bit connecting it. A couple bends, maybe 2-3 bends, and it fell off. Right. So here's another one where I cut one side. There. So that's a faster way of doing it. Here's even a different way to go about doing it. So I'm going to pry this blade underneath this plate, and I'm going to start twisting it towards me. So basically I'm twisting the two edges. There's one rotation. I can go back or rotate it again, but it should break off pretty easily now. There's 2. Yeah, see, there it goes. So that's another way to go about doing it. You don't have to sit there and cut, because it, being steel, it dulls a blade really fast. So I'm actually thinking from now on I'm just going to rotate them out of these slots. Because whether I cut it or rotate it out, they always seem to have this little extra bit of metal flash. So it doesn't make a difference. Sorry, I can't focus on it. Okay, let me come back. So let me take a look at this putty here. One issue I have with this putty is it's lime green. So if you have too much of it, it might just you're going to see a bunch of lime green sticking out the back of a license plate. But if you put just a tiny amount, get back to a normal angle. So that's a really small amount there. Sorry, I can't get the focus to work. So I just pop that little bit on the back. Seems my fingernails are dirty as usual. I was painting some wheels earlier. Alright. So it's just that tiny amount there. And I don't think it's going to really work for a Porsche very well, because there's too much of that extra stuff. The Porsche is just it's a European plate, so that's going to have to wait. But the Seoshima Grachan is running a Japanese plate format, which is similar to a United States or North American plate format. Look at that. Uh-oh, but see, you see that green putty? The nice thing about this wall mount putty stuff is it doesn't leave any marks. It's not a permanent thing. It doesn't strip paint off or anything, to my understanding. You can just use it again and again. It never seems to harden either, so it's like a miracle substance for hobbyists. Okay, so yeah, that's I put the putty, too much putty, too high. So what I'm going to do is pick this plate off. Remove even more of that putty. Boy, this thing is really small. So I think tweezers might be of benefit to you guys, but try to do it without tools just for this video, see if it can be done. Alright, so now look how small this dot is. Alright, so that much. Still going to use a dental pick to try to mount it. Oh boy, there's some residual putty here. Just use the other putty to take it off. See, it doesn't leave any marks, so it's great. Alright, there you go. You don't have to squeeze down too hard. I mean, it's not under stress or anything like that. It's just enough that, you know, it's holding it on. It would take a pretty decent amount of effort to actually knock that off, because it's like a wedge of plastic or Play-Doh between that plate and the model. So, very cool. Look at that. That makes it so much more realistic looking, right? I really wish all the brands would just print license plates, you know, random numbers on their models. Let's see, I'm just trying to center this a little bit better. Alright, I think that's good enough for that. Alright, so now you know how easy or how hard you think that might be. It is nice that it comes with this screen stuff. I like to also use this brand here, Yoohoo Potafix Pro, because it's gray. It's a dark gray. So, but if you put a very small amount of this green on, it's not going to be an issue. But this stuff also is meant to hold 3 kilos, so you're talking a really strong bond. Granted, again, it's not going to be subject to much stress here of being just in my display case. Let me get a few more license plates out on a few cars, and we'll take a look at them when I'm finished. Alright, so here we go. You can see I put the plates on front and back on most of the TLVs and Aoshimas. The Kyosho, though, like this LM002, is just on the back. There's nowhere to put it on the front. But the G-Wagon has it on both front and back. So you realize, counting these, this is a row of 10. There's 10 plus 2. So this sheet has 102 license plates on it. So just give you an idea of the amount you're going to get. So I think they definitely look a lot more realistic now. Here's a couple other TLVs. Swap some stuff out. Here's a Kyosho, a Super Kyosho. And also I even put them on this like Chorokyu Mini. Actually it's a resin, it's a fine work mini, or I forget who makes that mini actually. But here's a Chorokyu Caravan, and there's nowhere to put on the back, but it's on the front. And this little coffee sandbar by TLV is pretty cool. I think that one really benefits from the license plate probably the most, because it's like actually a retail, you know, they're selling coffees out of the thing, so it would have to be registered for sure. The other ones theoretically could be in a garage or something, right? So yeah, these things work out great. Okay, well, if you like to modify your cars, I fully recommend this one. I think now these models look the way they should have come from the factory. I can give Kyosho a break because those things are like $6 when they're new. The Aoshima's same thing, maybe they're like $7 to $10. But today's TLVs, they're like $25, right? 20, 25, 20 to $30. I think it's inexcusable that they don't have license plates. Either tampo print a plate on, or at the very minimum give us decals so we can put some decals on the license plates, or just don't have any license plates at all. So that's such a weird company, TLV, and their decisions. Alright, well anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next customizing video. Bye.